We're down on Flaxlands Fisheries today, a traditional type of commercial carp water which we're seeing popping up all over the country. Now we've got Flaxlands resident expert Steve. Steve, you've been having some huge hits of fish out of this water over the last few years, particularly this year. I know you're doing something different than you. Can you show us what you've been doing on this type of water?
Yeah, certainly. I think from, like I said, I've fished this quite a few years now. One thing I noticed that the carp were holding extremely tight to the far bank. So when I switched over to these pellet feeders, I noticed that the presentation, it was keeping in the actual feeder for longer, so the nuisance fish weren't destroying my presentation, and I was getting quicker bites. So by presenting this up against the bank extremely tight whilst feeding over the top, that's definitely been like the biggest edge, certainly this season and moving forwards.
So it's an inline feeder coming through, connector inside, which is connecting your small hook with the bait band.
Yeah, that's a little bait banded rig. Basically these are little method rigs, so pre-designed for this sort of style of fishing. With that you get a little bait band, and then that obviously allows you to put on any sort of hardened pellet. And for the last few seasons at least, you know, that hasn't changed for me. I've been using our boosted pellets. We've got a few new flavours, one of which is the plum, which has done extremely well for us. And just a good quality ground bait, so just a ticket is the one I've been using.
I know you've been formulating like mad with the boosted pellets and the ground bait. I mean, the ground bait's really exciting because that's been catching crazy numbers of fish. Can you show us the ground bait and just talk us through what you do with it and how you put it together?
Okay, so onto the boosted pellet. You have got a banded tool if you're all sort of fingers and thumbs, but I literally just pinch it on the end there.
I know when my hands were wet the other day, it's terrible trying to do it when your hands are wet, and the banded tool is much easier.
No, it does make life easier for you. Like I said, a short little rig, so this is a 3.5 inch one. We've got to do is make a general arc in there, so sort of U-shape, and tuck it up in the feeder itself.
So that pushes back up inside, Now this is the bit that I struggle with. So you hold your thumb on the edge there, just keeping that in position.
Over, so I've got one hand free. Like I said, I'm actually holding the hook just on the actual centre part of the feeder there, and then you're literally just grouping up some of your pre-done mix. So this, obviously we've already added the water and got the consistency right, and then literally one compression, and then that's it. That's the perfect presentation.
Beautiful. So it's all in a nice little package. You can get right tight into the banks of the far side foliage without snagging up anything. And I notice you're feeding constantly.
No, that is probably again another really big edge that I can give, certainly on these waters. You know, not many people down here are doing it, believe it or not, but there's thousands and thousands of fish in here. And what you want to do is build up competition amongst those fish. So you've got to do that by obviously introducing the bait, so by constantly feeding.
So the more you fish you can pull into one area, obviously the more chances you're going to get. And I mean, looking by the number of fish you've got in that little hole over there now, I mean, I think we ought to get the feeder out and see how it works, and see if we can put one on the bank. Quite tight then.
Tight is key.
So as soon as the rod goes down, it's straight on the pellets and carry on feeding.
So all I'm going to do is like 4 or 5 into the pouch, and then just continuously stream that up until we start getting takes, which hopefully won't be too long.
God, this fish pushing the roots out over there. Look at it. Oh, and there you go. Doesn't take very long at all, does it?
No, like I said, once you've got it clipped up and you feed, you know, continuously over the top of it, and you can build up that competition, the bites are literally that quick. I think the most important thing is don't go too crazy from the start. Little and often is always the best scenario. So
there you go.
Streamline it.
Nice and simple method, really easy to use. Some brilliant tips there from Steve. Why don't you give it a go on your local water?